Okay, continuing the theme on for 2014's product, we're going to introduce you now to the yonex XP range. So those of you who are not au fait with yonex and think of it just as rackets, it's not, it's a multi-sport brand company. And what they've done here in XP is very, very cool. They've taken this driver as such and rethought it and completely reconfigured it. Now in days of old, driver heads were getting lighter and lighter. I mean, some were even coming out 190 grams, just over. This one's 205 grams, a little bit heavier in the head. That's going to give you more smash factor at contact, which is what you're looking for. You want that mass behind the ball, as well as going quickly, you still want the mass behind the ball at contact. And what also is cool is the grip is also counterbalanced with tungsten at the back, and I'll show you some stuff in a minute on the cutaways that are really interesting. But the important part is yonex have come to the party when it comes to adjustability. So before it was always fixed goods, Ezone, great product but wasn't adjustable. Now we're in the game. So 1.5 degree sleeve. Now for those of you who aren't au fait with adjustability yet, you should be shot. But S is for standard, H is for higher, U is for upright, and L is for lower. Doesn't mean left, it means lower. So it's a bit different to everyone else's labelling, but you can understand what you're looking at. It sits probably half a degree closed as standard. So if you're a better player and want a face angle that's slightly open, definitely put it on the lower setting. Shaft is 55 to 58 grams, depending on what flex you have from the light up to the stiff. And yonex make graphite, by the way, so it's going to be a decent bit of kit. Obviously for us, with all the options we've got, we might not use a lot of it, but who knows. Lofts come in 9, 10, 5 and 12, so you can go up to 13.5 or down to say 7.5. But what's really impressive with this is the way it comes off the face. Again, because it's got more mass behind it, you can feel that punch pack power, if you like. And we'll put some numbers on the board. And what we'll do, we're going to put it up against, say for instance, SLDR. So we're just going to go standard and see where it goes from there. So you can see how much power this thing's got off the face. Slightly different in terms of the crown, in terms of that visualisation. A bit like the Versa actually, when you look at it, in terms of the contrast. Black middle with the colour on the outside, that burnt bronze orange colour. So quite distinctive, quite, should we say, striking, but once you put it behind the ball, you can definitely visualise yourself squaring it up quite easily. So we're going to put some numbers on the board now, like for like, and then we'll come back with some more cutaway stuff on the desk. Okay, so you can see the results from hitting SLDR against that XP yonex driver. And as I was saying, that extra mass in the head is giving you that better smash factors. I mean, that's Strixon Z-Star ball, nothing fancy. You can see the swing speed's pretty much similar. Attack angle identical, a bit more on the inside with the yonex, but the ball speed's slightly higher, launch angle is very similar, and spins are similar. But what's very impressive with the yonex is the dispersion. The white one's the yonex driver, 1, 2, 3, and left one right. The SLDR, I lost one right, high and right, the others didn't carry very far. When you look at the trajectory screen, you'll see here how that SLDR, see the bottom ones, comes out low with low spin. So look at the shot list again, and you can see here how the revs 2.1, 1.18, and then obviously I'm trying to then manipulate the face to get the launch angle up to spin it, which is not great. So high launch, low spin's fine, but not if you've got to manipulate it. Where the yonex driver, I'm coming out pretty much 13 degrees-ish on the money, and the spin rate's very, very stable. So that's what we're looking for when you're fitting somebody. It's not about the magic and tragic. You're looking for the stability and the spin. These modern drivers don't spin, so you've got to be able to create the right amount of spin and still launch it up in the air without hitting it up in the air massively, because otherwise you get a very steep land angle and you don't get that release of the ball, it just digs its toes in. So exactly what I was saying to you all about that head weight being up on the yonex, and just feels a great driver. So you can see now when you're choosing your driver for 2014, open your mind and look at all the possibilities, because there's some great stuff out there coming through. So we're going to do some cutaway stuff as well, so to understand exactly what makes that driver so good. So thanks for watching, and keep watching for the cutaway shots. Okay, so as promised, we're going to show you now the cutaway heads. Now these are fantastic because you can see the quality involved with the internals. They're not just cast and then broken out and put a shaft in. There's actually a real bit of craftsmanship and actually work involved in the heads. So I'm going to actually start with the grip first. So those of you who want about grips and problems, look at the difference in that grip. That's a rubber grip standard, and that's the new yonex grip with the tungsten at the back. you can see it's the same sort of weight roughly, maybe a couple of grams difference, but look where the weight is, which means that gives that counterbalance effect. So you've got a heavier button, heavier head. So that's a special grip. You can see here on the Cutaway how they've done it. There you go, floppy floppy, no joke anyone. And that's exactly how they do it. So that's quite clever as well. So that's groundbreaking stuff. But what's really cool, if you look at this head closely, and you'll see when we do the screenshot in a minute, if you look up closely here, you'll see the graphite composite crown. So it's not just a one-piece body. You've got the faceplate, which has got those rings, or like layers, if you like, to give you that ball speed off the centre and off the misses. You can see how clean the internals are in terms of how the weld looks. So that changes where the weight goes with the screw on the back. It pulls the CG down, and you can see the face, how thick the face is. That's not overly thick in terms of performance, but you can see how it layers top to bottom, so you get that sort of spring effect. So that's the first time probably some of you would have seen a proper cutaway of a composite titanium driver, and you can see where the join is in terms of the layering over the top of the crown and the face body as such. So it comes in sort of two pieces and boom from there. And then obviously from there, that back point is the spring weight at the last point of the process. So very cool bit of kit, and not just, like I say, just cast. And you'll see how thin that top part is. That's probably 1 and a bit mil thick. Now those of you who remember that a Cobra driver from years ago was like a baked bean can. That was very thin wall casting, but there was no sort of acoustics to it. So it literally was like hitting a breaking glass baked bean can. This is why this driver sounds so much more solid. And moving away onto the new XPI, and you'll see on the Cutaway there how deep the undercut channel is. That literally does almost touch the bottom. So you can see how much weight is pulled back, how much power and mass is behind the ball. So when you're hitting that product, you can imagine how much force is applied to the back of the ball. And the clever part as well is the badge now is graphite, so that absorbs the vibration, so you don't get that sort of tinny, dead, hollow feel out of so many sort of fast-faced irons. Again, you can see the body of the iron. They haven't got that rippled effect with the layering in the face, because if you did, basically you'd be illegal. Those things would go too far. But again, you can see the quality in the undercut channel and how it works. So it's a premium product, although it's it wouldn't say it's hom the money. It's a premium product, and that's what you're going to get. So we'll do some screenshots for you in a minute, and you can see how that looks and how it works. And any questions, please let me know.